Ready to go. The ball sitting on the tee. The sun beaming down on the turf.
We are ready to rock in 2016.
Throws a deep fade down the left side into the end zone. The ball is caught for a touchdown.
I think he one-handed this a la Odell Beckham Jr. with the left hand at the end of this.
Winston. Wow, and there's that one-handed catch. What a grab. Look at this one. Not only a one-handed catch, but to absorb that blow.
I think there's lots of luck.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Championship Fantasy Football League podcast. This is the very first one. I'm very excited about this. We're going to be doing multiple episodes as we go up, leading to the CFFL draft. I'm going to go over a few different things, the league format, rules, keeper rules are new this year. So there's a lot of new stuff we need to go over for you guys that hate to fucking read. I'm going to do this for you so you can listen to this crap instead and hopefully get a better understanding of the league so you guys can compete with the rest of the league for those of you that are slacking. What I'm going to do here today, once the season starts, we're going to be doing weekly episodes going over what happened that week and a bunch of different things. And this is all just kind of evolving as we go, but it's just something that we felt we needed to add to our league. We have so much going on already, and this was just something else that we could add just to your guys' experience as we go out throughout the league. But like I said, we are just beginning this, so bear with me as I learn how to put together videos and all that. I'm new to this. I'm a banker. I sit on my ass all day and I talk to people about their finances. So just bear with me as I learn how to get along with this here. So I'm totally open to any suggestions you guys have. If someone wants to join me on the show, we can figure out how to make that happen. But we're just going to have some fun with this. I'm excited to get this going. So that brings me to my first topic to start everything off. It's just how to be a better fantasy football player. There's always kind of this notion of I don't want to tell everybody what I do or how I do it, why I do it. I want that edge, but I'm here to say that's bullcrap. As much as Ruxin looking at you right now sums up fantasy football in what I think is a great way. Really what the CFFL is about is bringing the most competitive league to us, to everyone in this league, so we can all play to the best of our ability, and with everyone else's ability getting stronger, that's only going to bring out the best in everybody in the league. So that's what this is really about, is just making everybody better in the league and just having as much fun competing with each other as we can. So the first thing I wanted to bring up was Twitter. If you're not on Twitter already, you should be. It brings you the information faster than anything else. There's a bunch of different things. I'll go over a few of those things here in a minute. But almost all those guys get their information from Twitter first. So it's definitely beneficial to be on Twitter yourself. My Twitter handle is @ShipwrecksCrew. If you want to follow me, there's not much to follow. I mostly just hang out and watch what all the experts are saying. They link articles. There's injury reports, all breaking news from Adam Schefter. Stephania Bell is kind of the medical expert on ESPN's side. Gene Brammel's another one that's pretty good. But if you just go onto Twitter and look me up, you can see who I'm following, and I'm following a lot of the main ones that you want to follow in the fantasy world. Don't follow that Seb Casso guy, though, because he's just going to lead you down the dark path. There's also websites and stuff. You just Google people to follow on Twitter. I highly recommend it. It kind of brings all articles and sources all in one place. Just a quick look up. It's a really good resource. The other resources that are good, I use Playerline personally, but there's Roto World, Bleacher Report. I'm sure you guys probably hopefully already have these and you're using them. But what I like about these ones is you can sit there and you can take all of your players that are on your team and follow them specifically, so you have a news feed of just your players. You can get all the players, but I like that you can specifically get all your players, and it just brings in anything about your player, puts it in one place for you. It's just a good resource to just sit down and just read on what's going on with your guys, how did they do last week, all that sort of stuff. So definitely check out one of those three if you're not already. Next up is podcasts, kind of like what I'm doing today. I've absolutely loved podcasts. I think I'm following, 7 or 8 maybe different podcasts through the different apps out there. There's iTunes for you iPhone users, Google Play Music Store, Pocket Casts. I use Stitcher. There's a bunch of different apps you can do to stream podcasts and keep them all. You can favorite yours. They're all in one thing, and just go through and listen to them throughout the week. When you're driving to work, you're mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, whatever it is, just pop in some headphones and listen to a podcast. And just get all that information, hear what people have to say about players from different perspectives. It's a really good resource that I would highly recommend. And a lot of these guys, they go during the off season. I've been listening to fantasy football podcasts since the Super Bowl. Really, they'll still be coming out with podcasts week to week. It just really depends on what you're looking for. Like the 3 I have on the screen, the fantasy focus footballs. They get a little funny, but it's Matthew Berry. He's been doing it forever, so there's some good nuggets in there. CBS Sports does the fantasy football today. It's a little more straightforward, straight with the facts, but they have some fun on there too. And the fantasy football is kind of a mix of both. I really like them. They're one of my first 2 listens every week. But definitely, if you're not checking out podcasts already, check them out. If anything, it'll make your commute a little more enjoyable. And now it's that time of year for mock drafts. So you guys need to be getting out there doing mock drafts. The 2 main resources I like to use are the fantasyfootballcalculator.com. I like using that one when I want to get in there with other people and see what other people are thinking, because ADP, average draft position, for those that don't know, it can tell one story, but actually going in there and drafting with other people tells a whole different story. A lot of experts use fantasy football calculators, ADP, when they're talking about players and their values and whatnot, so it's definitely a place I would highly recommend. I've been using it pretty much ever since I've been doing fantasy football. And then Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard is a free app you can get on your phone or do it on the computer. And it's all automated on your phone doing mock drafts, but it's good if you just want to try something out or just knock out some mock drafts really quick without other people. You can really get through a ton of mock drafts that way. I find that Fantasy Football Calculator's ADP is a little more closely related to how actual drafts typically play out, but Draft Wizard is definitely a good tool as well. And one of the last things I'm talking about here, and maybe the biggest, is know your league. Everyone talks about standard leagues and PPR leagues, but I mean, every league is different, so it's really important to know your league. One thing I could suggest about our league is our desktop site offers so much more than the mobile app. You're going to get a lot more information, be more immersed in the league if you use our desktop site. So it's definitely something I would suggest, especially we got a new skin on there this year. Matthew does a great job with the icons. There's just a lot of great tools once you dig around in there for a minute on the website that you can get. And history, draft history is great. I love that because I can go back and I can look at my league mates' tendencies when they're drafting. Like, just about everybody who's been paying attention knows Marshall loves to draft a running back, a wide receiver, and a quarterback with his first 3 picks. The order maybe change up, but he always gets those 3 guys. And then everyone knows Sebastian. Sebastian loves to go wide receiver heavy off the bat. So you learn these things, and so when you go into the draft, you're more prepared with, okay, this is what this guy's going to do. And I don't care if these guys go and change what they're doing. That's just going to make the league more competitive, and that's what I'm looking to do. Most of you probably, I don't know, going into last year, everyone was like, oh, Jordan's going to draft Gronk, because I had drafted Gronk the last 2 years, but changed it up. So it's just one of those things where you start to realize that people have tendencies, and you can realize your own tendencies and maybe break those to throw people a curveball come draft day. Other tendencies, like everyone knows if they want to make a trade, who do you go to? You go to Nick. Nick is always over there peddling trades. They may not be the greatest trades, but if you work with him long enough, you're going to work something out. Then there's other people that you can go to. Maybe you don't think they're as football savvy as you are, and so you try to get a trade out of them. So knowing who the traders in your league are, who maybe doesn't know as much as the other, I mean, those are things that are going to give you a leg up in the league. So it's definitely something to know. And probably one of the biggest things, I was kind of hinted at it earlier, was if you want to be the league champ, you need to know your league's rule book inside and out. We send you out the rule books with other great stuff in there too, but our league is, for the most part, mostly standard when it comes to points and whatnot, but there's some little stuff in there that's different from everybody's league, so it's important that you go through and see what those little things are, because they make a big difference in the end of things, especially how you draft. So I'll be going over that next week. We'll be talking about the league format and scoring a little bit more closely. And it's definitely an episode you're going to want to tune into, so you know exactly what to look for without having to dig as much in the rule book. We'll go over most things next time, but there's definitely probably some minute details that you definitely want to get out of the rule book yourself. Future episodes, these are just ideas pretty much right now, but we'll definitely go over keeper rules. Excuse me. Keeper, we're going to be starting the keeper rules this season. So that's going to be something new and different for everybody. So we'll go over that. We'll go over how the regular league schedule will play out, so you guys aren't surprised about, oh, that's this week. Everyone should be very familiar with how the league schedule is going to play out. And then we'll go over like awards and punishments and whatnot. So it should be good. And like I said, if you have any comments or questions about this podcast or about content that maybe you want to see on here, just comment in the message boards below. And yeah, I'll keep updating you guys when I get new episodes out. And the season's almost here, believe it or not. I'm recording this on the 15th of July. So, I mean, we're just barely, and not even 3 weeks out before the first preseason game, our draft lottery. So shit's about to get real. So everyone buckle up, because it's about to get to that time of year that we all love so freaking much. It's almost here. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later.